Wap, 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 hoot, hoot, hoot. Welcome back, all y'owls. How are you doing? How has your day been? Welcome back to the wonderful, amazing, fantabulous, clinic-taculous, I don't even know the word, totally clean, totally tidy, totally not messy at all, Athy Cozy Clinic. Hoot hoot! It has been a relaxing Sunday indeed. I hope you all have had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. How's it going? I am still recovering from my cold. I still sound like a little bit of a dying owl, but I am slowly getting back to 100%. I think I'm maybe about 85% recovered at the moment. I still have a little bit of a lingering cough, and my nose is a little bit but my nose is still a little bit That's how I feel right now. I was actually just on Lua's 3rd anniversary stream during it was a Totsumachi. So I was just there for like a couple of minutes. I don't know if any of you guys actually went to tune in. I did not tweet about it, unfortunately, but I was just congratulating her on her 3 years and just saying how amazing it has been to know her for these past 3 years, and that I'm so lucky that I've been able to make such a wonderful friend through VTubing. So yeah, really grateful. I've been able to be her friend for a really long time now, and actually I'm visiting her back at the end of this month, to be fair. I'm gonna be in Tokyo in like 4 weeks. Yeah. You lurked for a bit, you didn't know you were gonna show up. She has a lot of friends showing up, so yeah, Lua is a very popular burb. I basically have been like working because my schedule has been whack, as I said. I finally completed my weird scheduling, so thank goodness. Starting from this coming week, my schedule is gonna finally be back to normal again. It's no longer gonna be a weird 2 on 1 off, 2 on 1 off, 1 on 1 off situation, because I had to deal with that the other day. When it was Halloween, I actually streamed a couple of Minecraft horror maps, so that was a lot of fun. And then I went to work that evening. I got to wear I actually found my old Halloween t-shirt. I was originally just gonna wear regular scrubs with my miraculous ladybug mask and my tiki, but I realized I actually have a Halloween t-shirt that I bought last year. Which is crazy thinking about all of the things that happened last year at this exact same time. It's bizarre. At around this exact same time last year, I was thinking about quitting my job. It was not a great time last year. I think last year was, like, thinking back to it, I did not enjoy the latter half of last year at all. And I honestly would not like to remember any of the stuff that happened outside of work. Work was great. I got to go trick-or-treating with the kids. The clinic held trick-or-treating event for all of the patients, our pediatric patients and their families. And what we did is we went around to different departments at the cancer center, and the kids would go trick-or-treating from door to door to different offices, and it was really cute. And it ended, we ended our route at this big conference room, and there were a lot of staff members setting up different booths, and kids could go to different places and grab candy from them. There was like a big inflatable T-Rex guy. All the kids loved that. And I remember I dressed up as an axolotl. I had that axolotl onesie that you guys gifted me for my birthday last year, and I wore that to the trick-or-treating, but nobody knew who the hell I was, except those kids who played Minecraft. And they loved me. Those kids who knew about the Minecraft axolotls were obsessed with my onesie. Meanwhile, all of the adults were like, what are you supposed to be? Are you supposed to be like a gremlin or something? And I was trying so hard to explain to them what an axolotl was. I kept having to... They didn't even know what an axolotl was when I explained to them that this was the actual name of the creature, I had to Google a picture of an axolotl and show it to them, because that's that's how many people don't actually know they exist. But yeah, my t-shirt, the t-shirt that I bought for that Halloween season that I would wear to work was it said pediatric boo-boo crew on it with a little ghost. If you guys check out my Twitter, I actually posted a picture of my t-shirt. It's this orange shirt with a little ghost holding a syringe. It's super duper cute. I'm really glad I was able to find it. I haven't unpacked my winter clothes yet, which is why I wasn't able to find it until the very last moment when Mom Matthew was like, didn't you have like a Halloween t-shirt and a Halloween sweater that you bought last year that you packed up with your winter clothes? I was like, yeah, because it's seasonal. I usually put it in storage. So I like sifted through all my clothes with just throwing everything on the ground until I finally found that that shirt, and I had a black sweater as well that said Boo Boo Crew on it, and it was so cute. It has like 4 little individual ghosts all wearing little nurse and hospital related things. So cute. I know axolotls aren't even from Minecraft, but that's how all the kids know of it, is because they play Minecraft. I feel like not a lot of people would know what axolotls are unless they had watched something that had axolotls in it or played something that had axolotls in it, because they are not native to most places. They are native to only one place, which is where they're named from. And they're extremely rare, but you can actually buy axolotls at Petco now. They just look really sad and really sick, and I personally would not want to support any of that type of farming of axolotls because they looked really sad. I couldn't even tell they were axolotls. They didn't even have their little head noodles. They just look like normal salamanders to me, because axolotls are in the salamander family, but they just look like regular salamanders with no head noodles. So sad. But yeah, I have successfully managed to get through Halloween without binging any candy. It's very hard because every year people always come around with all of the candies, and it's always the same candy. I personally am like very sick of eating the same freaking candy every single Halloween. Are you guys on the same page with me? Are you guys on the same page as me with this? Because I'm sick of eating the same and seeing the same brands of candy. I was like, why don't we just shake it up a little bit? Why can't people throw in like a non-Snickers, non-Kit Kat? Why can't people throw in like something different every once in a while? They don't want to get the expensive stuff. That's why people just want to save money and get all the cheap candy. But it's like, if you are going to give out the cheap candy, then I might as well just go to the store and buy the cheap candy myself. It's the same price. I mean, it's the same. Plus, I don't know. I have no idea how long you have been keeping this candy for. You might have kept it for years. This candy might be stale. I have trust issues with trick-or-treating candy because I've had experiences where I've been trick-or-treating when I was younger, and I've gotten into some of the candy in my stash, and it was yucky. It felt like I was gonna have food poisoning the next day because it was stale, it was gross, it was moldy. Yeah. Well, it's not like you eat candy every day. Same. I don't really eat that much candy in general, unless it's like I go out for dinner and there's like a dessert or something like that. Yeah. You eat candy enough that it doesn't matter too much, though I do like buying Japanese candy. Heck yeah! I'm the type of person who's like artisanal. I like the artisanal stuff. But you know, you guys asked last time what my favorite candy from that I want to say the trash candy pile is from. A lot of you guys were a big fan of Reese's, but I am sorry to say that Reese's is probably my least favorite candy from the bunch. My favorite, and the one that always gets taken first, and you can tell because it's always the candies that are left, or the ones that are gone first, and the candies that are always left behind are Reese's and Hershey's. I think sometimes are left behind, and the Milky Ways and the Three Musketeers and the Almond Joys. Those are, when I'm at work, those are the ones that are mainly, and Rolos. So Reese's, Rolos, Musketeers, Milky Ways, And yeah, those ones are usually the ones, and Almond Joys are always the ones that are left at the bottom of the pile. Nobody wants those. The ones that always go first are the Kit Kats, the Twixes, the Snickers, and then the Hershey's chocolates. Yeah, I think those are always the popular ones. And personally, those are my top choices as well. Yeah, I also a big fan of gummies. So this year, actually, for trick-or-treating, our household put out Haribo gummies for the trick-or-treaters, but since Mama Effie and I were too lazy to actually open the door every single time for the kids, we left the bucket of candy out there, and of course we knew they were going to be gone in an instant because Mama Effie put them out before she had to drive me to work that night. And literally an hour later, our entire bucket of candy was gone. Yeah, that's the big issue with like keeping your candy bucket out there, is that of course there's gonna be some group of kids, whether it be the first one or the last one, I don't even know, first one or the subsequent ones, they're always gonna steal the whole bucket. And we had good candy too. It was Haribo gummies. We filled the entire bucket with Haribo gummies. So they were all gone. They were all gone. Oh, I love Jolly Ranchers too. They're great. They're great. Yeah. And the Dum Dum lollipops. My favorite is the lemon lime flavor. Yeah. Almond Joys? Ugh, I don't know. I just don't really, I'm not a big fan of coconut, unfortunately. I like almonds. And when I was a kid, I thought Almond Joys were just almonds and chocolate like Snickers. But then when I bit into it and it was like the coconut stuff in there, I was like, no, not a great fan of coconut. No, not in that setting, definitely. Did I nom a lot of gummies? I didn't get to nom a lot of gummies this Halloween because Mama Effie gave away all of our Haribos. I probably only had like 1 pack of Haribos this week. And I haven't eaten any candy this whole week either. No, I've been busy working and recovering from my illness and trying not to eat so much candy because I'm sick as well, which means no bubble tea at work, even though every single night we get bubble tea. And I've been having to decline our bubble tea runs because I said I can't have anything cold because of my voice. So it's been rough. I've not been able to eat any of my guilty pleasures this past week, and I'm very sad. But yeah, everybody has their own favorite, right? I'm not going to judge anybody's personal preference of candy. There are just certain ones that I would not go for. And I know it's maybe the most unpopular one, like the Almond Joys or the Reese's. Though a lot of my friends love Reese's, so I'll just give them all my Reese's cups. They can have all of my Reese's peanut butter cups. Yeah, if I were a kid again and I went trick-or-treating, I would probably give all my Reese's and my Almond Joys. Although I don't know if anybody would want my Almond Joys. Licorice versus candy corn, if I had to. Licorice, just because candy corn is so sugary. Candy corn is literally just softened sugar, softened molded sugar, and it doesn't really have any flavor, and it throws me off because I bite into it wholeheartedly thinking it's gonna have the flavor of corn, but then you realize the corn is just the corn syrup that's in there. So give me all the Haribos, please. Give me all the gummy related snacks. I also, if people are into this, I'm into the fruit snacks. I love Welch's. I love any of those kind of things. I actually have a whole stack of fruit snacks in my locker at work. That's my go-to snack when I'm craving a little bit of a gummy that's not too unhealthy. I get my Welch's. I like to call them my Welch's. Your mom only had chocolate for candy, so you went to CVS, you got a bag of variety of Haribos. Yum! So good. And even better are the chocolate-covered gummy bears, but they don't really sell those in the store. You have to get them in, like, the specialty candy stores. I love them so much. Anyways, you guys can have all my Reese's. I don't want them. Your mom is absolutely crazy about candy corn. I don't hate candy corn, and licorice is hit or miss for me. It depends on the brand and the flavoring. Black licorice, definitely not. But if it's Twizzlers, something like that, then yeah, I'll definitely get a Twizzler licorice or something like that. Have you ever tried Gushers? Ooh, those are great. Those are filled with like sugary, a sugary center. Ferrero Rocher, the ultimate, the goat. Who does not like Ferrero Rocher? Tell me right now, or else I'm. And if you don't like them, let me change your mind, okay? Ferrero Rochers are so good. The hazelnut chocolate in there, delicious. Yeah. Do not get me started on chocolate. I'm a big chocolate girly. In fact, actually, we just received a gift of Royce chocolates. And Royce chocolates are famous for having their chocolate-covered potato chips. And I thought that I would like them originally, but I'm not really a big fan of their chocolate-covered potato chips. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because their chocolate doesn't have enough sweetness in it, or maybe the potato chip is not just seasoned well enough. I don't know. It just tastes like regular chocolate on a potato. And I don't know. I don't really see the hype behind it. Maybe if they had specialty flavors of it. Maybe if they added a little more salt, I don't know. But Royce chocolate seems to be really popular in Japan. They have like good quality chocolates and stuff like that. Next Halloween, give some packs of vitamin gummies. That would be a little dangerous. You really should not be giving stuff like that to kids because you don't know what kind of ailments they may have. And actually, even though vitamins are water soluble, and if you have too much of them, they can just be excreted in your urine. There are some kids who are on certain like metabolic, who might have certain metabolic or kidney or renal disorders, who might not be able to excrete certain vitamins. So if that vitamin gummy may be like maxed out on like vitamin C, it might actually be really debilitating for them. Or other vitamins that might counteract like certain medications in them. At least with candies, you know they're not like 1000% vitamin C or 1000% vitamin A inside. But just be careful with those because you could literally kill some kids with those vitamin gummies. So don't ever do that, please. Let alone melatonin gummies. Can you imagine? Jesus Christ, I can imagine some crooked, messed up person trying to like destroy their neighborhood by putting melatonin gummies in the basket. But that's why I tell them kids, don't ever take candies that have been already removed and individually packaged, because you don't know the quality of the candy, and you don't know if they like touched it with like dirty hands or something like that, or you don't even know what kind of gummies those are. So it's better to actually just get the name brand packaged candies, because at least you know they haven't been tampered with. But if they've been like, removed and individually packaged into like little Ziplocs, then I would be a little bit suspicious, because they could be those weed gummies. They could be putting edibles in the trick-or-treat baskets. Damn. That would be awful. Though I feel like some teenagers would love that, getting edibles in their trick-or-treat baskets, or even adults. Imagine if there was an adult-only trick-or-treat event where you go around and the different candies you get are just either booze-infused chocolates and maybe like vodka-soaked gummy bears, or edibles and other recreational things like mushroom chocolate and stuff like that. That would be an interesting event. I think people have definitely come up with that before. That just sounds like a Halloween party? Okay. That basically is. Hey, but it'd be more fun if you like trick-or-treated around for that, right? I mean, If someone gave out weed gummies in your town last year, fudge me! That's awful! You could get arrested. It's like giving out weed brownies by accident. because that's happened in so many schools. I've heard horror stories of people accidentally selling weed brownies at bake sales and stuff. Have you ever seen the meme about the sugar-free gummy bears? Heck yeah, Razorwind. We always read through our favorite Albanese sugar-free gummy bear laxative. Our favorite laxative on the market are the Albanese sugar-free gummy bears. Yeah. Alexandra says they couldn't eat any more candies because the doctor said that no more sugar for the pancreas. Oh, I know. Staying off sugar is really hard, especially if you're pre-diabetic or if you have diabetes. Compliancy is hard. But there are a lot of sugar-free options for you out there. I've found a lot of sugar-free candies. I actually have like these sugar-free caramels that are meant for diabetics and stuff like that. And I have a coworker who is diabetic, and she always tries to convince us to give her candy, but we know that she has an insulin pump on her, and we have to always make sure to check her blood sugar before we give her any chocolates or anything that she's craving. And she will try to manipulate you into giving her what she wants. So yeah. They were arrested. Well, good for them, because Jesus Christ. Oh my God, why would you do that? For adults, I would understand, but for children, they could actually like really be seriously injured. I've had so many kids come into the hospital because they have accidentally ingested like weed gummies. Yeah, we had this one little kid, I think he was like 3 or 4, who ate I think it was either their aunt or their uncle's. They went into their aunt or their uncle's stash of weed gummies and ate like 12 of them or something like that, like a dozen of them in the whole pack. And the kid was fine. They didn't have to like pump their stomach or give activated charcoal or anything like that. We just had to monitor this kid really, really well, because he was, and I kid you not, he was knocked out, like fully sedated, unresponsive. He was breathing, his heart was beating, his oxygen was fine, like everything was fine. He was just like, imagine you gave like an Ambien to a child. It was like that, or an Ativan to a child. It was like that. They slept for over 2 days to get out. They had to get it all out of their system. My God. That's not catatonic, no. They were extremely sedated. Potato mode. Yeah, and then they were extremely ravenous when they woke up. Like, they were having like the munchies on steroids. But when you say on steroids, it's kind of pertinent, because when you're on steroids, you're also very hungry. He woke up and he was like inhaling all the food. Well, maybe also because he was asleep for 2 days, but also he was like monstrous. He wanted to eat anything and everything. But he was fine. He woke up and he was fine. It was just we had to make sure that he didn't stop breathing. That's the biggest issue, is that if kids accidentally ingest too many weed gummies and stuff like that, it has a sedative effect, which could slow their breathing, which in turn could decrease their oxygen and all that sort of stuff. We just gotta make sure they don't stop breathing. And then obviously an ACS case has to be called, or like a CPS case, whatever you guys call it in your state or your country. Child Protective Services always have to be called when certain things like this happen, because they, even if it only happens one time, they still have to be alerted. But yes, I would very much love to be sponsored by Albanese sugar-free gummy bears. Please. Somebody, please. Somebody, if you are from the Albanese gummy bear company, please sponsor me. I will write the most amazing review. Also, thank you so much, Mr. Lil FPS, for being a clinic owl. Welcome to the clinic. Hoot hoot. They're voting on Tuesday to legalize mushrooms? Ooh, I think I told you guys a million times before, but I've never, ever, 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 ever tried anything like that in my entire life. Although now that I'm getting a little older, I'm kind of curious. I'm kind of curious what it's like. Then I'm also a little scared. I don't know if it's worth it. I feel like it's worth it to try it once and then just tell people about your experience, but never try it again. kind of like smoking. You know how what they say about teaching your kids not to smoke? Usually some parents believe that if you allow your kid to smoke once, they'll never smoke again, because the first time you smoke, it's like a really terrible experience. They cough a lot, it hurts your throat, that sort of thing. And then the kid is like, oh, I never want to do this again. But then what they don't realize is that the nicotine starts to kick in, and that's when their addiction starts, But no, I've never. I've always been a goody two shoes. I've never been a risk taker. Although I think about that now in my quarter life crisis, maybe I should be a little more of a risk taker in my life. I'm not even in a quarter life now. I'm in like not even a third. Maybe, am I in a third life crisis? Probably. Third life crisis. My third life crisis. I don't know. Maybe I should take more risks. Hello, good evening. You were born with holes in your lungs, and now it's mostly scar tissue, so you can't smoke. Good. Smoking is overrated. There are other ways to reduce your stress. Although smoking looks really freaking cool on TV, I'm not gonna lie. When people do that on TV, they look hella cool. And that's probably why a lot of people started smoking in the first place. Because they wanted to look cool. I want to be like one of those cool assassins that like after I do a big kill, I'm like, and then I grab my cigarette and I'm like, or I can be one of those. I want to be one of those. Have you ever seen those anime characters where they pretend they're smoking, but you realize it's not even really a cigarette? It's like a chocolate cigarette. I'm going to be that. I'm going to smoke a chocolate cigarette and look cool, like the movies. It's not a real one. It's chocolate. It's cool on TV because you can't smell it. No. This is the third life crisis because this is Abby's third VTuber life. Oh my god, you're right. And this is like my third year of streaming as well. So third year, third life crisis. I didn't go to public uni. I mean, I did. I went to a university and everybody be smoking and doing crazy things, even in my high school. So imagine this. I just get out of a difficult case. Like I'm this big shot surgeon. And I'm like, that was rough. Scaretta. And then I grab my cigarette packet from, I don't even know what it's called, like a box from my pants or scrub pants or from my pocket. And I grab it and I take it out. And I put it in between my teeth and I go, and then somebody walks by and they're like, you're not allowed to smoke inside a hospital, right? You're not even allowed to have an open flame here. You can literally cause this entire place to explode because there's oxygen tanks everywhere. And I'm just like, it's made of chocolate, dear. I'd be like, that cool? I'm cool. No, you don't want to smoke ever again. Good. Hello, somebody from the Philippines is here. Welcome, welcome. I love that Filipino pride. I hope you're having a lovely day. Mahal kita. Your life is an ongoing crisis. Same here. Speaking of ongoing crisis, that's the whole purpose of this stream today. I actually just wanted to catch up and chat with you guys, but I also wanted to discuss some of my future plans going forward, just because I feel like a lot of the things that I had in mind didn't really turn out the way that I expected, but that is okay. That is okay because, things in life will not always go the way you planned. And right now, I think my biggest goal is to just continue trudging on and not to give up, even though there's so many moments in this past year that I was like, I'm like so close to giving up. But I've gotten a lot of encouragement from a lot of people, and I've just, thought about reorganizing and reprioritizing things, because I think that the world of VTubing has changed so drastically. It's no longer what it used to be 2 years ago. So I really can't be doing the same things that I used to do 2 years ago. even though in my mind I'm like, oh, I should just, go back to the same things that I used to do, which is fine because, those are things that I loved doing. But at the same time, I want to discover new things. I want to try out new things, and I want to put out new content that may or may not work out, right? And then I realized that streaming 3 times a week is also not sustainable for me, because 3 times a week is pretty much the only time that I have. And then that leaves me no other time to work on other projects. And I still really want to record more songs and originals, and I want to do voice packs and things like that. And I really want to finish up our little parody Mr. Banana song. So that is definitely going to take some time. And I also want to make sure that I have enough time for my own personal life. So in these past few months since I re-debuted, it's been an experiment for me. It's been an experiment for just like everything in my entire life. Like, how am I going to balance this out? Because I've discovered at this point, it's like, I love streaming and stuff, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it like a full-time thing for me. It's just definitely going to be a side hobby at this point, like very, very much a side hobby at this point. Just until I've saved enough. If my goal at this point now is like, maybe I should just try to save it up enough so I can take a leave of absence at work for like half a year and then actually like grind out content. And that would be really interesting. Now that would be really cool. That was an idea I was thinking. So here's my idea. And don't be afraid, guys. Don't be afraid. I'm not like going anywhere anytime soon. Like, this is where I'm very much comfortable. And people have been encouraging me to keep going, and it's been great. I don't think I've been stagnating or anything like that. And if anything, I feel like I've improved a little bit every single day in terms of my streaming abilities and my singing and everything like that. I just realized that I have other priorities in my life, and that is notably like my social life, my job, my family, my friends, and then what I want to do in the future as well. It's like, what do I want to do? Like, what is your 5-year plan? People always ask me, like my little sister's boyfriend was asking me, so what is your 5-year plan from now? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? Do you still see yourself doing the same thing? Do you still see yourself being in the same place? And I said, no, I don't. I don't see myself here in the same place doing the same thing. And you should think about it too. I think it's very important as you're getting older. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Because I've been, a registered nurse now, working 4 years now, almost 5. My 5-year anniversary is going to come up in February. But technically, it's been 5 years since I've been out of college. So I'm actually very proud of myself. If I went back 5 years and I asked myself the same question, Athy from 5 years ago, if I asked Athy from 5 years ago the same thing, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And at that time, I didn't have a job yet. I knew I really wanted to get into peds. I knew that I had a dream hospital and stuff like that I really wanted to work for. So then I think Athy from 5 years ago would be extremely proud of where I am today, because I, first of all, landed my dream job straight out of college, which was becoming a peds nurse. Secondly, I've already become certified, and that was my dream for a really long time. I'm like insanely proud of myself that I passed this certification, because it has been on the back burner for years. I've been planning to take this exam like for at least 2 or 3 years now, and I haven't had the opportunity to do so because of streaming, because of work, because of stress, whatever. Even my coworker, who I started at the exact same time as, she hasn't taken the exam yet, and she hasn't even thought of a time to do it. And that means like I'm already one step ahead. So there's big accomplishment for me. That was on my bucket list. And that's it. I've already achieved it. I think I'm great. I've racked up my 5 years experience in peds. I don't have anything to complain about. And then I started streaming, and that was not something I didn't plan. Right? Like, this was not my original plan in life at all. I was thinking that I would go back and do my master's at this point. I was thinking I was going to become a nurse educator and get my master's degree. I was thinking that I was going to work at my dream hospital, which I'm not at right now. My dream hospital is still close by. It's doable. I know I can get there. It's just hard to find a position that is open, because it is a very, very good hospital. It is one of the top cancer hospitals in the entire country. And nurses never leave. So finding a vacant position for the pediatric unit at this hospital is like trying to win the lottery. Or you really need to know someone in there, because you need to know when a position may or may not be open soon, right? Anyways, I'm proud. And if you feel the same way, then I'm proud of you. You know, looking back at your past few years, like, how do you feel? Luckless says they've been working in the field for the past 7 years. Honestly can't think of doing anything else with your life. That's amazing. I love that. I love how you feel about your job, and I wish I felt that way too. And I do. I feel like I could do this for a really long time, but I want to try something different, you know? I feel like I'm still young, and I want to try out different jobs and different careers, and yeah, and just different disciplines, really, so that I can see a different side of the world that's not just healthcare and stress and dying and sickness all the time. I think it'll be fun to save up enough to go maybe travel and teach at a school, or maybe go back to school and do like a You know what I would love to do? I'd love to go back and do my master's in like education, but not nursing education. I would just like to do a master's in regular like education, just so that I can actually teach at a school and not just teach at a nursing school. I'd love to teach at like a preschool or something like that. It would be my dream to open like a preschool. So cute with all the little babus. But then I'd be sick all the time because the kids always get sick. I would teach them very, very good hand hygiene. Yes. You feel the same way? You just started still to go into cybersecurity? That is an awesome field. A very, very lucrative field. Cybersecurity is the way to go. I'm working on getting your cert, and as well as getting back into shape. Good for you! Guys, the end of the year is almost here. That means you have to ask yourself, have you completed your New Year's resolutions yet? You only have 2 more months, y'all. Less than 2 months until the end of the year. Did you complete your New Year's resolutions? Did you get through any of them? I actually didn't have any New Year's resolutions last year. I think my New Year's resolution last year was to just make sure I was alive. That's all I cared about. And I'm here, so that's I passed my resolution. I'm here. I'm more than alive. That's all I could say. Same. I mean, it's a little sad, but yes, I just was hoping that I could breathe next year, and I'm here breathing. Were you supposed to make resolutions? I don't think I made any resolutions last year. I was low-key a little too depressed to make resolutions last year. I just wanted to make sure that I was not in the same place I was last year. And you know what? I am not in the same place I was. And that's already one massive step. It's just to make sure that you are not in that hole. And I'm out of the hole. Although it's really hard because the hole keeps staring into my eyes. Well, I keep staring deep into the hole, and it keeps dragging me there further. It keeps calling my name. The hole wants me. The hole wants me back. It's so hard not to go back into the hole. My hole. I love the hole. Resolution was to survive, and we survived. Heck yeah. Good for us. Good for you. For your New Year's resolution, I just want to live. Same. If anyone asks me what my New Year's resolution is again this year, I will tell them the exact same thing. I just want to make sure that I'm breathing next year. I just want to make sure that I have adequate vital signs this exact time, 365 days from now. It's your birthday, John! Happy birthday, John! Yeah. Like that Junji Ito manga with the holes in the wall. Like freaking Uzumaki. Oh no, not Uzumaki. The one where like the people get sucked into the hole and they become part of the wall. Yeah, that manga. That one was pretty cool. Yes, the abyss wants to take me so bad. It calls to me. I want to adventure down into there. I actually ended up watching Uzumaki the other day. I finally found a way to watch it, and oh my god, it was good! I actually really liked it. I really, really liked it. I love how it was rotoscoped. First of all, that shocked me. I really loved the rotoscoping. It added to the creepiness factor for sure. I loved how the art was very, very true to the original Junji Ito art style. I loved the black and white, the use of black and white. The voice acting was great. Music was great. People were saying the second and third episodes were not as great, but I was like, if you already knew the plot, then of course you're not really gonna be surprised. I just really liked how they executed it, so I can't complain. It was all 10s around for me. Really, really good. Now I wish to breathe tomorrow. Yes! Make sure you pray that you will be breathing tomorrow. Good night, Envy. Have a wonderful night. The abyss or the void? Both. The abyss. The void is in the abyss. The void is in the abyss. So I watched that. And what else did I watch these past few weeks? I started watching Dexter because I wanted to try and find another thriller show, like crime thriller show to watch, because the other ones I kind of just fell off. And it's good. I finished the first season of Dexter. I really liked it, and I'm a little bit scared because after watching that, I feel like I kind of relate to him, and I'm like, am I a serial killer now? I keep questioning to myself, like, am I a psychopath? Am I a sociopath too? I mean, I don't kill anything. I haven't killed anything, and I don't feel like I want to kill anything, but I was just like, am I like Dexter? I want to kill all the cereal. I want to kill all the gummy bears. I'm gonna eat them all. Nom, 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 nom. I'm not a murderer. I'm not a murderer. I've never had the urge, just the intrusive thought, right? I mean, we all have had intrusive thoughts, just never acted on them. But I was thinking, do I have the tendencies of a sociopath? I don't know. Because the way that he's able to pretend to be normal in society, it kind of reminds me of myself. I'm like, are we all just pretending? I'm not a murderer, okay? It doesn't count if I have murdered fruit. Sentient fruit doesn't count, okay? It's not murder, no, it's fine dining, exactly like On says. Sounds more like Hannibal than Dexter. Oh, that's true. But I'm eating the gummy bears. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom nom. I love the yummy bears. Nom nom nom. No, but serial killers do get into it for a reason. Yeah, there is a reason. He had a pretty messed up childhood, and I don't think I had a messed up childhood enough to become a serial killer. Nah. Someone who has had 8 different voices in his head. Oh, wow. You're not a sociopath. Okay, fantastic. Am I a sociopathy? Well, you can't spell sociopathy without athy. Well, you can't spell a lot of things without athy. You can't spell psychopathy without athy. A lot of things. Am I a socio special opthy? I'm not a socio-opthy, I'm special opthy. Specialopathy. Specialopathy. I'm in a special ops because I'm an assassin. Yeah, cool. Is psychopathy an illness of obsessively liking athy? Yeah, because you guys are psychopath owls. Psych owls. Psych owls. Yeah. Psychopathy. Yeah, you could say that. You could say that. You're psycho about Athy, then you're a psychopathy. No, I think you're just weird. A good kind of weird. The type of weird you see your older sister and mom trying their hardest to fit in with the kid. Yeah! You called me out for it. Fudge. I've been exposed, y'alls. I've been exposed. Why do you have to do that to me? I really have been trying to like fit in with the kids. It's really funny. It's really funny. Whenever my patients cringe at me whenever I try to do the skibbity toilet thing, I realize I am so much older than so many people now. I am so much older. Even from my coworkers who are much younger than I am. I don't know. But the problem is, I'm not really a big fan of that. Of like certain behaviors and certain cultural things that are like have been passed on through or have evolved through the years. Like certain memes or like certain way of saying things or certain behaviors. I don't know. I just am not a fan. I've always looked up to like being very prim and proper and being, you know, very well reserved, like the good old 1900 fashions lady. I mean, even though there was a lot of issues with like women's rights back in the day, still being that nice reserved female with a little bit of a crazy side is okay. I like that, you know? I don't want to always just be crazy all the time. No skibbity, no toilet. Like, I don't care about that sort of stuff. You know, I would rather increase the capacity of my knowledge. And I think that a lot of you guys feel the same way. I think the biggest issue nowadays when we doom scroll and when we like, you know, go through different videos and stuff like that is that we're not really learning much. We are learning like small things, like maybe just from small information on streams, but I think a lot of the videos most of the time are mainly just for entertainment and you're not really learning much at the end of the day. You're learning memes, but you're not learning things that could help you in real life, right? And also thank you so much, Kayla Fox, for being a clinical for 2 whole months. Thank you so much. Your use of Skibbity Toilet is very fun and relatable. Take my money. No, I don't know anything about the Skibbity Toilet resort. All I know is that the children outside my freaking house just keep screaming it whenever they're in the playground. It's like it's no longer Marco and Polo. It's Skibbity and Toilet. Like no one's playing Marco Polo anymore. It's just that. Just stay away from it, okay? You learn that things exist, but you never really understand much. No. So what I love is actually watching educational shorts. So that's why I subscribe to so many medical TikTokers and medical doctor kind of related videos, because it's so interesting to see their reaction and their insight into certain videos. So they'll react to TikToks, like medical TikToks, or they'll react to comments, or they'll react to news sources. And yeah, it's really cool to see like an actual professional do their take on it. So I feel like we need more of that. I like educational content. I don't know about you guys, but that's the sort of stuff that I want to delve into, because it not only consolidates my own knowledge, but I feel like I'm going to help other people learn. And edutainment is what I like to call it. Educational entertainment. Edutainment is also the route that I'd love to go into. Although I'm not really that much educated. I'm not really that educated about his opinion. I think I'm kind of stupid. It's fun. I feel like I've given you guys some misinformation at some point down the road, but that's my fault. Yeah. I also really like listening to podcasts, like medical podcasts. One of them was called This Podcast Could Kill You. That one's a really fun one. And what I like about that one is that they create their own alcoholic drinks, what they call quarantinis. And they actually hire like a mixologist to create these recipes for them so that people listening to their podcast can make the quarantinis while they're listening to the podcast. And it's like related to the type of topic that they're talking about that stream. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, become the next Bill Nye. Yeah, I want to be the next Bill Nye Blues Clues Dora the Explorer hybrid. I'll teach you guys, not Spanish, but I'll teach you guys something. Can you say toxoplasmosis? Can you say pneumona ultra something volcano silica something something, the longest word in the world? I don't even know what that is. No. Can you repeat out to me? Hey. Edutainment sounds like some sort of torture method involving forcing people to watch 10 hours straight of CoComelon. Don't even get me started. I feel like look, I'm telling you, CoComelon is phasing out. CoComelon is phasing out. It's not as popular as it was before. And I know because I'm in with the kids. I know what's cool now. All right? These kids don't like CoComelon anymore. There's so many kids who don't care about CoComelon. I don't remember the last time I actually put a CoComelon on the screen. It was lately. It's been Miss Rachel. It's been Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. It's been Peppa Pig, Bluey. It's still been those. It's been the Moana. It's been the Frozen. And I've just discovered a new channel. Like, what is this called? Like Baby JJ or something like that. Gracie's Corner. No, nobody likes CoComelon anymore, just because I think the parents are very, very much trying to avoid it at all costs for their child to get addicted to CoComelon. Anything but CoComelon. So we put on Miss Rachel. We really like Miss Rachel. That one's a fun one. Baby Shark. I think Baby Shark is still like okay. I prefer Baby Shark to CoComelon in my honest opinion. I think the songs are a little better. I love Bluey. And Bluey plays on Disney Channel every morning at like 5 a.m. So how I know that sometimes that it's almost the end of my shift is that sometimes the kids will fall asleep with the TV on, right? But the TV will still be running, and then I'll just turn the volume down a little bit. So because some kids like to sleep with the TV on constantly in the background, kind of like me. And then it'll be just like Friends. I think at night, after midnight at a certain time, it stops playing cartoons and it starts playing like Disney Channel original series like Wizards of Waverly Place or Jessie or those live action shows, those kind of things. And then right at 5 a.m. or something like that, all of a sudden I'll hear the Bluey theme song playing from the nurse's station. I'm like, oh, is it 5 a.m. already? It's Bluey. And you know, that time is usually when we have to wake up the kids to take vitals, get blood draws. And when they wake up, it's like great because the first thing they see is like Bluey on TV, so they're a little bit distracted. So I like that. I like how Bluey plays at like the time when the kids usually wake up when we have to wake them up. And it helps them go back to sleep. Yeah. You should promote your own channel. Like what kind of channel? Like Disney Channel? You're watching Disney Channel. Bum, 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 bum. You know, I'm still shocked that Disney still hasn't collaborated with VTubers, and I feel like they should because I love Disney so much. And you know how they recently, or not recently, like a few years ago, they made this game like Twisted Wonderland or something like that, where they made this. It was like an otome girl game where you could like, I don't know, it's like date or like you could play as these different male Disney characters. They were like based off Disney characters, but they were all of these really hot, really cute idol boy anime characters. And I think the name of the game was Twisted Wonderland, and my friend really got into it. And I was like, if Disney can make Twisted Wonderland, then Disney can make a VTuber. Exactly. Disney is too rich to stretch into VTubing, at least in my knucklehead perspective. But if Disney stretched into anime and games, then they can too, because the whole Twisted Wonderland is a part of Disney. It's licensed. And if Disneyland is in Japan and they want to be very popular with the youngins, and what is now trending, you know, Disney culture is a huge thing in Japan. Have you seen those people, those Disney otaku who line up at Disneyland every day for like 10 hours and they like camp out beforehand and then they dress up all nice and all crazy and they buy all of the popcorn buckets and they get collector's items and things like that? Well, Disney is like a completely different culture in Japan. First of all, Disneyland apparently isn't even owned by proper Disney. It's owned by the Japanese government. So I feel like they can do what they want and they can franchise what they want at the actual Disney land. So they wouldn't have any issues, I feel like, if they tried to sell any merchandise from other shows. It's gonna be very different though. It's gonna be very difficult. I think I'm overselling it a little bit. But I'm saying in the future, they should. It'd be really cool to have like a Disney princess become a VTuber. That would be so freaking cool. Or like if Wreck-It Ralph had a character who was a VTuber. Because Wreck-It Ralph is in like a digital world, so it would make sense if Wreck-It Ralph all of a sudden like showed up in a VTuber's like channel. That would be so cool. I know, this is just an idea that comes up in my head because I know that Sanrio is collaborating with a lot of VTubers at the moment. So that is one thing that's been, you know, on everybody's mind for a really long time and is finally happening. It would be dope. Yeah. Wreck-It Ralph VTuber. I could totally see Penelope or Vanellope or whatever her name is. Penelope. I could totally see her as a VTuber. She has like a really spunky personality. We know how Disney's previous teen pop stars ended up. I have no idea about that, but I do know, not Disney, but I know that Barbie became a sort of virtual streamer as well. She was like a vlogger at some point. Barbie's channel actually had like a VTuber Barbie for a while, and that was really cool. I watched a lot of those. Barbie knows where it's at. She knows how to stay current. The Barbie marketing team, they know how to keep things current. And Barbie movies are my entire childhood. I would also love a collaboration with Barbie. That'd be so freaking cool. Barbie and the virtual streamers. Barbie in the virtual world or something like that. There'd be like a new Barbie movie where she tries to become like a virtual streamer or something, but then she gets stuck inside the virtual world and then she has to try and find her way out. Like, it's kind of like Wreck-It Ralph, but not really. Yeah, it was that blog series. That's what I was talking about. What about Anna and Elsa as VTubers? That would be so cute. You'd have to get Kristen Bell and Idina Menzel in the same to do kind of like a skit thing for a while, but that would be hard since they're both very, very famous actors. Yeah. This sounds oddly familiar. It's the plot of several anime and books and movies about somebody getting stuck in a digital world. I mean, that has been overused multiple times. But yeah, that's just the random thought, a fleeting thought. I thought it would be really cool. I actually told someone about it earlier. I was like, if Disney had a collaboration, it would be so freaking cute. Oh my god, if Hololive and Disney had a collaboration, I would die. It would be a dream come true. I could imagine like Gura in like a Cinderella dress. Or if Ami was still there, she'd be wearing a Belle dress because she's yellow and it'd be like the different colors. And then Callie would be wearing a Sleeping Beauty dress. And Ina would be wearing the Tangle dress because she's purple. Rapunzel's dress. Yeah. Right? Wouldn't it be so freaking cute? Aww. Now that I think about it, Kizuna was technically the very first VTuber to catch a massive audience, and the rest is history. That's true. I mean, she kind of paved the way for everybody, so we're really grateful for her. I was a big fan of her too back in the day. I watched like a lot of her videos, but I wasn't like obsessively watching her all the time. I remember the one time that she did a video where she was in Little Tokyo in LA, and she was on the screen and people were like coming up to her and she was trying to like introduce herself to everybody. I can't remember if it was her or if it was another VTuber. I think it was a Crunchyroll one. I think it was Kizuna, where she was trying to interact with people in real life in Little Tokyo. Yeah. Step 1, don't DMCA Disney karaoke. Right? My ultimate goal at the end of this whole Disney collab with VTubers is that one day Disney will not DMCA any of our covers. Please, Disney, please. We just want to have the copyrights to sing your songs because it is so... these songs are so important to so many of us. Yeah. Right? You could see so many of them, so many VTubers losing their minds over this, especially me, because it'd be a dream come true. We will pave the way. We will pave the way. Fun fact, Sleeping Beauty's name Aurora is not her real name. Her original name was in the Grimm Brothers version is Briar Rose. It's true. How come I thought of a Briar Rose? Wait. How come in Disney they call her Aurora, but they also call her Briar Rose? Do they call her two names in the movie? Maybe. I'm getting a little bit of like Gestalt effect right now. Do not remember. Yeah, I don't know. Somebody has to debunk that fact for me. I don't know if they also call her Briar Rose in the Disney movie. It's a nickname? Oh. Maybe Aurora was her nickname. I don't know. There's like a Bratz-style Disney series and her child is called Briar Rose. Oh, I've seen that. It's like is that the Bratz like cartoon? I think I've seen that one before. Oh, she was called Briar Rose as her in her disguise name. Ah, Mandela effect. Sorry, the Mandela effect. That's what I was trying to say. My bad. She was called Briar Rose as her disguise name. That's what it was. Thank you, Milky. So they did use her original name. Yeah. Anyways, I'm actually I just realized that this entire week I'm gonna be mad busy again. Even though for some reason I thought I had a few days off, I actually don't. Because I'm stupid, and I mean, not really stupid, but I signed myself up for another educational conference that's gonna last 2 days, and it's gonna be 8 hours a day, so basically 9 to 5. Of this team, it's like a team building seminar. Our manager reached out a few months ago and was like, does anybody here want to sign up for this team building seminar, because we need a couple of nurses on our unit who can somehow implement this, use the techniques that you learn in this conference and try to integrate it into our unit so that the nurses, the doctors, like all of the different doctors, the techs, the whole team can learn how to communicate better, because the biggest issue we have in this hospital is that patients complain that that nurses and doctors and other people are not communicating, like social workers and PT and OT. They're not communicating between each other, and that we have poor team building, teamwork skills. And I agree. I feel like nobody really communicates or wants to communicate well in our organization. So they offered some training courses that are obviously paid. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna sign up for this since it's gonna be work from home anyway, and the Zoom conferences are from home. I'm gonna sign up for them. So it's tomorrow and it's on Tuesday. And it's gonna be an 8-hour course on how to work as a team. Hell yeah! I cannot wait to see what wonderful wisdoms they will bequeath upon me. As per my last email stuff. Will they teach me how to be a better communicator? I don't know. Stay tuned for the next episode of Cozy Clinic, where we find out whether Athi learns to become a team player Or will she learn how to be a team slayer? Wah, wah. Ew, teamwork. Yeah, I want not teamwork. What about team play? Not teamwork, we're team playing. So I don't know what this, let me see if this is actually like the name of an organization or if you guys have done this before. So there is it's a, what is this called? A tool called Team Steps. So this is the conference I'm going to. It's called a Team Steps training. TEAMSTEPPS, like 2 P's, PP. And apparently it is from the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality.gov. And the Team Steps tool is supposed to help with like healthcare related scenarios. So they teach you how to do closed loop communication, handoff, like S-bar, all of the stuff you learn in nursing school. S-bar is just the way that we give like a short report to doctors, situation, background, assessment, recommendation. And then stuff about care plans and huddling and debriefing and conflict resolution and advocacy, and I don't really know what the rest of this stuff is about, but I'm excited to learn because I would love to not only be able to implement this at work, but be able to implement this in any situation that I'm in my life, right? Because I feel like teamwork is very important no matter where you are. Team play. Am I a lone wolf? I am somehow a lone wolf, but I always feel really lonely, so I don't like being alone. But it's weird because I like being alone, but I don't like being alone. You know what I mean? I like being by myself, but I don't like feeling like I'm by myself. I want to feel like I always have people to rely on, which is true. Aren't such things rather infamously unhelpful on the basis that it's generally designed for the sorts of people who have no issues with such thing rather than the people who need it? I mean, I feel like it's also just, it's like something that they have to encourage everybody to do. I think at this point it's just for statistics. Like they have to do it for the sake of doing it, for the sake of the report, for the sake of saying, oh, we have this many nurses or we have this many staff members that are trained in Team Steps. That's gonna look great on our report. That is going to look great for our audits and year-end things, whatever. And hopefully it will increase and improve productivity on the unit. I don't think so. I think that more people really need to be part of this training, and I don't even know how I'm going to teach the others or implement this, but we'll see. We will see. It is basically it's just saying that, teamwork is a two-way relationship. You need to communication, you gotta make sure that both parties are on board. So basically I'm basically learning how to suck up to other people for 2 days. This is gonna be great. Learning how to suck up to your higher ups. 101 training. Yes. This is basically it. It's basically it. Learn how to use the therapeutic words that will not get you fired or canceled. Right. I'm just excited because I'm at some point, if they start rambling and there's nothing that I can actually ingest in my mind, I'm going to tune out and I'm going to plan my trip to Japan because I still have not planned my itinerary fully. Although I do have like one major event that I really want to do. I know that when I go to Tokyo, I've already planned it. When I go to Tokyo, I want to visit the new team labs at Azubadai Hills. That one was really nice. And then I want to hike. We're gonna go hiking in a mountain near Kawaguchi-cho, which is like the Lake Kawaguchi, where you can see the view of Mount Fuji from there. But hopefully the weather will be okay. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna do a nice hike with my friends, and then from that moment on, I don't really have any other plans. My days are gonna revolve around the certain activities that I want to do around Tokyo. Like I want to go visit this a lot of cafes, and I want to visit a lot of pastry stores and ramen places from what I've seen on TikTok. So there was this TikTok where I saw they were selling like cappuccino ramen. That was really cool. I saw a croc. Somebody posted a TikTok of a croc taiyaki stand in Tokyo, and I had to go there because I wear Crocs like every day at work, so I thought that was only relevant that I go visit the croc taiyaki stand. I still want to buy a nice fancy umbrella from Japan. I wasn't able to go to the umbrella stores last time, so I'm gonna do that. I also am gonna sign up to do some tours to go to do day trips outside of Tokyo. And then I also want to visit, well, I want to see if I can try and go to Kamakura and Enoshima as well, because I've never been to Kamakura or Enoshima before. Or actually I have, but it was a long time ago. So if I can do that in a day, I'll probably do that in a day. And then for another day, I'd probably go to, I don't think I'm gonna go to Disneyland this time, just because I heard it's really hard to get the tickets to go to the Frozen, or not the Frozen, but like the Tangled ride. I really want to try like the Tangled ride and the Beauty and the Beast ride. And I haven't been to Tokyo Disneyland since I was really young. So it would have been nice to go, and maybe it would be nice to go by myself. Maybe it'd be nice to go by myself because then I can just skip all of like the lines and I can just do single rider or something like that. Yeah. We'll see if I have time to go to Disneyland in Tokyo as well, by myself. I think it's better to go by yourself so that you can just do all the things you want to do. But then at the same time, it's so lonely because you want to experience the magic of Disney with your friendos, and you want to dress up, and you want to look cute, and you want to wear a fancy dress. Are you gonna buy the Fortnite Crocs? Nah, I'm not like that super into Fortnite, but if I find some cute Crocs in Tokyo, I'll definitely check them out. And I'll definitely consider getting them for my work. Yeah. You go with me? I have some friends. I have a lot of friends who might be available. I'll just see if any of them would be willing to shell out the freaking mad expensive Disney ticket fee. Because it's gonna be, it's not that cheap to go to Disneyland. And that's one thing I don't want to be, is like a burden to my friends, because I don't want to have them to go broke for forcing them to come with me to all these different things and all these different places. Yeah, I do have a fun trip planned. Yeah. So I have to do a lot of booking. And then we're also, I've already finalized my stuff for France in January. We are going to be booking ski lessons because I have not skied in over 10 years. And I used to ski when I was younger, and then when I was like a teenager, I switched to snowboarding. When I was like a kid in grade school, I did skiing. But when I was a teenager, I tried snowboarding, and that has been my go-to ever since then. But then the last time I went snowboarding, I injured myself, and so I'm a little bit traumatized from that. So I thought to myself, I'm just gonna go back to skiing because I feel like it's easier. Also, the place that we're going to in France, it's near Lyon. And it's, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of the place before. It's a huge ski resort, a huge mountain called Val Thorens. And it's actually a bunch of different ski resorts on the Alps. We're going to the Alps. All right, we're going to the French Alps. And what you can do is actually, you can ski in between all of the different resorts. So there are different routes that connect each of the resorts. And it's much easier to do that if you're skiing, right? So I decided, let's just go skiing this time, since I think it's more beginner friendly, and I want to be able to go skiing with my friends and follow my friends throughout the different routes so that we can go cross-country skiing to the different resorts. And my friend told me that it takes about 2 hours to go to all of the different resorts, including using all of the different ski lifts that they have. So it's gonna be a fun adventure to travel in between all of the different ski resorts and the different slopes and stuff like that. And then me and another friend are going to take ski lessons because we're both not that great and we have not skied much. Yeah. I think it's harder to get up when you fall with skis, but at least with skis you have the picks or whatever you call it, like the ski thingies, the poles, that's what it's called, the ski picks, ski poles, so that if you get stuck on like a flat elevation, you can at least use that to kind of push you aside. Yeah. Athy can make a snow Athy in the snow when she's there. Yeah, thank you. I'm so excited. So that's gonna be at the end of January. We've booked the flights, we booked the hotels, we got the car. I booked my ski rentals already. All we have to do is just book the ski passes, but that's like, you can buy it when you get there. And yeah, I made sure though, my friend recommended this and it's very smart. And I actually am gonna start doing this now that I go on different trips, is to buy yourself travel insurance. So it's actually not that expensive. Allianz is like, you can use Allianz to get yourself like travel insurance, and it helps a lot, especially if you get injured in that country. They will reimburse you. They will reimburse you if your trip gets canceled for any reason, if your baggage gets stolen, if your flights get delayed and stuff like that. If your entire trip gets canceled, and my trip is like for 10 days, I only paid like $50 for 10 days. And if anything happens to my trip, I get the value of my trip back. They will refund it. So travel insurance is definitely worth it. And if I get injured, I think they reimburse you up to like $20,000 worth of medical bills, which is a lot. And since I'm going to a ski trip, I have a feeling, although I really hope it won't happen, I have a feeling there may be a chance that I may or may not be injured. Hopefully it does not require me to go to any medical facility. But I'm just saying, you never know, you never know what'll happen if I end up like literally breaking a bone and having to have like an emergency $10,000 surgery. At least it'll be covered. At least it'll be covered. That's all I can say. True. Can snowboarders bring poles too? I don't think so. I wish snowboarders could bring poles. It would be so much easier. Instead, we would just be using it as a weapon to kind of like poke people out of the way. You spent 4 months dealing with travel insurance due to the CrowdStrike thing, only to be told global IT issues don't count. Oh my god, that sucks. Yeah, you have to also read the terms in the contract really well. Thank you. I will be safe. I promise. So yeah, I do have to head to bed early so that I can wake up, because I have my teen steps early in the morning at 9 a.m. So I'm gonna have to get ready for that. And then yeah, I hopefully will do a stream tomorrow night for you guys. And then on Wednesday is the only other day that I am not working. So Wednesday will be another day that I will stream, and hopefully I will be a little more recovered then so I can do a little bit of a karaoke stream. But tomorrow, let's play a game. And I kind of want to get back into, starting another game series, because right now I can't think of anything that I really want to play. And I don't know what you guys would really want me to see me play too. I know that Silent Hill 2 just came out, but I feel like a lot of people are already playing that, so you guys may or may not be already sick of watching a lot of people play Silent Hill. I was thinking I could get back into either like GTA, because GTA is random and I can just do whatever the hell I want. I could complete my Sims, because I haven't touched that in a really long time. Sims would be really fun. Or we could get into another, like a horror RPG. And then I have other games too. Like I have to complete BioShock 2, because I've played BioShock 1 and I've played BioShock Infinite. But I'd like to get back into BioShock and finish the second BioShock game. That'd be really fun. What other games are there that I can start? Yeah, I just want to, start like a fun game series, because I feel like... And finish off Trauma Center as well, but I still haven't been able to get that to work. To work proper. How about Hello Charlotte 3 or one of the ones you're already playing, like another Hitman game? Yeah. So I actually have all of Hitman, so I also was thinking of playing more Hitman as well. So let's do that. We'll play more Hitman. Yeah. Let's do that. Going back into Sims would be something funny too. Would you do more medical games or like random? But I don't even know what other medical games there are, Kleesky. What other medical games are there? Please enlighten me, because I can't really find any. Hitman on Steam is a little weird now because when you buy it, you buy like the whole thing. Do I even have it? Let me go on Steam real quick. Because I played Hitman 2. So I'm confused. So what am I buying here? Hitman World of Assassination? Is that it? How do I buy the third game? It says, enter the world of the ultimate Hitman World of Assassination brings together the best of Hitman 1, 2, and 3, including the main campaign, contract mode, escalations, elusive target arcades, and roguelike inspired game modes. There's a game called Mouthwashing, and it's genuinely disturbing. Technically, you're a doctor in the game, not the type that helps. Oh God. 2 Point Hospital? Oh, that'd be fun! You can't buy Hitman 3 anymore. You have to buy World of Assassination Deluxe, I think, to get it all now. Damn. $100? What? I'm like, hello? Okay, I'm just putting it on my wish list. Black Friday sale? Black Friday sale, doko. Black Friday sale, doko. Mouthwash assistant. Mouthwash assistant. Oh, it's not on Steam, is it? Let me see. Mouthwash assistant? I've never seen that one before. Mouthwashing assistant. No, it's not mouthwashing assistant. It's called mouthwashing. Mouthwashing. Oh. Okay, I'm adding that to my list. Well, that looks terrifying. 2 Point Hospital I have. We can definitely do that. Operation? Is there... Oh, there is no Operation game. I like the original Operation game though, the board game. I'd love to play that. No, but it is $100 for the whole Hitman library, basically. You're paying $100 for the full library of Hitman 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, did you ever see the music video about 2 Point Hospital? I have not. Yeah. Seen a playthrough of someone playing mouthwashing and the person who played it really enjoyed it. Okay, I'm gonna see that. I want to see more fish slapping Hitman. Me too. One more DLC. I think I played all of the DLCs of Hitman 2. Yeah. Handcam operation stream. I mean, I could sneak a couple of supplies from work. Still Wakes the Deep is pretty good if you like spooky game writing. Ooh, let me type that in. Still Wakes the Deep. I'm adding that. Ooh, they have a soundtrack too? Ooh, okay, add to my wish list. Have I ever tried Near? I have not. Near, far, wherever you are, I believe that the heart will... Every time I think of Near Automata, I can't help but keep singing Near, far, wherever you are. Every time. Same, right? Why is that brain rot in my head? Okay, I also... You know what I wish I could play? I wish I could play Corpse Party again. That would have been so much fun. Corpse Party would have been a great horror game to play. Yeah. That was one of my favorite ones. Because I love the gore. I love the gore. Also, I loved it when PewDiePie played it back in the day. Adding that to my wish list. I think you already played Iron Lung. Have I? I don't think so. Oh no, I haven't. I haven't played an Iron Lung. I've seen people play it, but I haven't played it. Ooh, it looks really cool. It looks really cute. Okay. I added that to my list. Dredge was good. I'm just adding all of the things that you guys are recommending now. Dredge. All right, I'm adding that to my wish list. Thank you guys for all your recommendations. These are really, really fantastic. Let's see what we're gonna play tomorrow. What do we want to play tomorrow? Ooh, SCP, I've heard about it. A lot of my friends are trying to get into SCP too. It's really cool. What's a short game? Are all of these games really, really long, or can they be done in one stream? Or do I have to play them over multiple streams? Pellet dissection stream? I mean, yes. I will buy pellets to dissect. That would be really fun. We could do that for like a Christmas thing. For like my Christmas present. Gift unwrapping, pellet unwrapping. Gotcha. Yeah. SCP containment breach can be done in one stream. Interesting. Should try Metal Gear Solid. You guys are giving me really good recommendations that I've actually heard before. I've seen a lot of people play it, so that means it must be very popular. So that's good. It's good that you guys are still interested with these kind of games. Yeah. Iron Lung can be done in one stream. There's also Buckshot Roulette, Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid. Nice. All right. Adding that to my list. All right, this is a good start. I like this. Sometimes I don't really exactly know what kind of games I want to play, because the problem is that I don't want to like play a game and then never return to them. Because that's my issue, is that I'll start a game but then I won't finish it, and that's the biggest thing that I hate, is not being able to complete a whole series. So at the moment I've pretty much completed most of the games that I've played. The only one that I haven't completed playing is Trauma Center, just because for some reason my capture card doesn't want to work. I feel like Trauma Center will take a while to finish too, because I think in my last Trauma Center it took us like at least like 5 or 6 streams or something like that to actually finish it off. So it did take quite a while, and a couple of them were endurance streams. So yeah. Metal Gear Solid 1 is a doozy, lol. Ooh, Return of Obra Dinn. I've never played that game. See, I'm the type of person who I'm so interested in games. The problem is I don't want to spoil them for myself, because I know that I want to play them on stream one day. So in order for me to fully enjoy the game, I have to try so hard not to watch anybody's playthroughs of them, because I don't want to spoil the experience for myself. And then that's the problem, is that I used to be a very, 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 like, not obsessive, but I used to watch a lot of YouTube gameplays, of Let's Plays of games. That was kind of like my thing to help me fall asleep before I started watching other TV shows. But now that I want to actually play those video games, it's another story. So I think my next goal is, instead of watching people play games to fall asleep, why not I play the games to help myself fall asleep? Big brain, big bird logic. Yeah, Plague Inc? That would be fun. That would be fun. I haven't revisited that in a while. All right. I got an idea. Because I have trouble sleeping. Why not, instead of watching other people play games to sleep, you play the game to fall asleep? Yeah. So at the end of each game stream, I'll rate myself how sleepy am I out of sleepy. How sleepy am I out of Dedge? And then I will rank myself. Am I sleepy? Am I a little nappy? Do I feel nappy? Do I feel a little sedated? Do I still feel alert and awake? Do I feel a little hootsy? Do I feel a little tootsy? Or do I feel dead? And that's like the ultimate. You want to feel dead by the end of stream. Feel hootsies and tootsies. Yeah, that's right, Inochi. Who's an Owl Reaper VTuber? You're awesome. I love that. Owl Reaper. Heck yeah. Welcome to the Owl fam, my fellow owl. Hoot evening, hoot evening. I'm just about to wrap things up. I didn't want this to be too long of a stream. I just wanted to catch up with my lovely pillows and to tell everybody that the new member folders are up. The new member folder links are up. They're not new folders. They are the same folders, just different links, because I have to renew them every single month. So if you guys are curious as to why the old links are not working anymore, it's because the new month has refreshed. So I will continue to upload new things onto there. I'm still exporting some of my old covers, so just keep an eye out on it every once in a while. I will let you guys know once I do like a mass upload of all of my covers that are still missing, just so you guys can check it out and make sure that they're there, okay? Yeah, it's gonna be bi-monthly for now. Let's just say it's gonna be bi-monthly. I don't think I can keep up with it every month. I think I don't have enough time to do that. So we'll keep it bi-monthly for now. Melatonin the game? Melatonin the game. That one's a good game. I want to try playing that too. Yeah. But yeah, just lent a like and a sub-a-dub. Welcome! Thank you so much for the sub-a-dub! I hope you're having a hootastic day. Yeah. Thank you. I'm going to go get some owl rest. It's been a busy weekend. It was Ototo Owl's birthday. Not yesterday, but we had a birthday party for him yesterday. So we went out to eat at a fancy restaurant. And I felt so fancy. And it was so yummy. So we had that. And then it's my friend's birthday as well. So I have birthday parties to attend this week. And then last week, also in between work, I had an outing with my friends. We went to that escape room. So I'm tired from that. And then my patient actually, on Halloween night, my patient was, I feel so bad. He wasn't like heavy, but at the beginning of the shift, like he was not doing so good. Thank you so much, Inochi K, for the super duper chada. Welcome. Nice to meet you. Woohoo. I'll lend a follow Twitter too. Thank you. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Welcome to the Pill Owls. Yeah, but what I was trying to say is that my patient on Wednesday, was it? I can't remember. When was the 31st? Thursday night. He's like really not doing fantastic. We were trying to wean him off. So this respiratory season, these kids are coming in and like they're getting really sick, right? So this kid's in the ICU and he's the only one there. So I was the only nurse in the ICU. He has like a lot of chronic issues. He's like delayed and just has like congenital things. So he can't like cough out his secretions properly. So he has to be on like chronic, what we call pulmonary toileting, which means they basically have to like help him cough and help him release all of the mucus that is stuck in his lungs. So they do the chest physical therapy. They do like the chest vest, which does chest percussions. They do a cough assist machine, and then they do a deep suctioning. And we have to do that like 4 times a day. They tried to wean him from a BiPAP machine to a what we call high flow nasal cannula. And usually the steps of like escalation using like respiratory ventilation goes from, first they're on room air, they're great. Secondly, the next least invasive thing is just a regular nasal cannula. If they can't tolerate a nasal cannula and you notice they're still breathing really fast, they're still having retractions, their oxygen's still going down, then they need something called high flow nasal cannula, which is just the same. It's a similar thing to a nasal cannula, except it's bigger. It allows for more flow of oxygen, and it actually has a little bit of pressure. So it helps, because of the higher flow, it helps open up the lungs a little bit, helps open up the alveoli a little bit, so the oxygen gets more into the deeper part of the lungs. Then If they still don't tolerate high flow nasal cannula, which that can go up to like 40 liters, which is kind of crazy, then you go to what we call positive pressure ventilation, and that's what we know as a CPAP or BiPAP. And the difference between CPAP and BiPAP is that CPAP only has one setting for pressure. It has inspiratory pressure, I think. And then for BiPAP, it has both inspiratory and expiratory pressure. So CPAP, it like gives you a little extra pressure when you're breathing in. And that's why a lot of people who have sleep apnea have the CPAP machines, because sometimes they like forget to breathe or they stop breathing. So the CPAP machine gives them like an extra kind of boost of pressure so that they can remember to breathe in a way. Also, thank you so much, Stream Crash, for the coffee. Coffee. I'm actually drinking matcha right now, so that is my coffee for the night. Thank you. And BiPAP has two settings, both inspiratory and expiratory. And then once the BiPAP doesn't work, then it starts to get into a little more like starts to get a little more invasive. If BiPAP fails, usually the next step is not really great. Like they would have to go into intubation, and that's when they literally stick the tube into your throat, and nobody likes to be intubated because, you know, that means you have to sedate them, you have to paralyze them, you have to, sedate, paralyze, and give them analgesics as well, like pain medicine, sedatives, and a paralytic. So cannoli, you're lost about what is happening. No, I'm talking about what happens if you fail all of these respiratory vent trials. If you don't make it through nasal cannula, you go high flow nasal cannula, then you do CPAP, then you do BiPAP. And if all else fails, you end up being intubated. Like BiPAP is probably like the highest level of like non-mechanical, non-invasive mechanical ventilation. Because after that, you will have to get something stuck down somewhere. And that is not great. No, we don't want no ECMO. ECMO is like if all else fails and you are on like, your heart cannot beat for you anymore. Your lungs cannot breathe for you anymore. And even then, like before ECMO, if you have respiratory failure, there's another step before ECMO that they use, and it's called an oscillator. I think I've talked to you guys about this before, but an oscillator is literally, so people who are on oscillators are intubated, so they have the tube down their throat, and it's connected to a machine that literally sends these very, very high frequency vibrations of air into your lungs. So essentially it is just keeping your lungs like fully inflated the entire time, but just oscillating waves of air into your lungs. So one, it's a good thing because it keeps your lungs totally oxygenated and completely open. And that can help improve your oxygenation. But then that's like kind of the last line of defense. If that doesn't work, then you're kind of effed. You need to go on ECMO. That means your lungs like are fully not working at all anymore. Because if your lungs are fully expanding and oscillating and you're still not okay, that means your lungs are like dead. That means you need to go on ECMO. Yeah. Oh, you're a medical professional IRL too from the sounds of it. Yes, Inochi. I have been a registered nurse for 5 years working in pediatrics. Well, almost 5 years. I say that, but it's gonna be 5 years in February. So what about you? What have you been doing? What are you up to? What kind of medical things do you do? But I've seen some kids on oscillators, I've seen some kids on ECMO. So the kid that I took care of on Thursday was on high flow. They were trying to wean him to high flow, but when I walked into the unit, he was not okay. He was irritable. He was like squirming around in the bed. He was breathing so hard that I could literally see his skin above his you see under your neck, there's an area right here on your collarbone. What we call it like the suprasternal area. You see that little area in between your collarbones, that hole? So if you suck in and you hold your breath, you can feel it being tugged, right? So that's like one sign that they're having respiratory distress, is that if that starts to tug. So for him, I could literally see that being like tugged in, and that's like a really bad retraction. He was retracting. His oxygen was dropping to 75 on high flow nasal cannula. And I was just like sitting there and I was like, hello. The attending and the resident was sitting there and I kept telling them, like, hello, our patient's desatting. Is there anything we can do? I've suctioned him 20 times already. I tried repositioning him. I did some chest PT and his oxygen is still 75. So then attending comes and he's like increasing the settings on the high flow and he's like increasing it really, really high. And then it's still not increasing. It's still like at 85 and then finally gets to 90. And then he looks at me and he's like, yeah, I think we're gonna put him back on BiPAP. And I'm like, okay, thank you. That's what I was waiting for you to hear. I was waiting for you to say that. Because I didn't want to say it for him, but I knew that we were going to end up putting him back on BiPAP anyway. So yeah, respiratory therapy came and put him back on the BiPAP machine and he was so comfortable. He fell right asleep and he was like so comfortable, no respiratory distress or anything like that. He was perfectly fine. And then they weaned him to CPAP later on that day. Yeah, and then, you know, you slowly just have to wean them off it, see if they're good. Anyway, sorry, I went into a little bit of a medical tangent again. Whoops. You're a housekeeper to keep my job big enough without giving details to clean after rich people? Oh, lovely. Not accusing or anything, but don't most countries have medical privacy law? Does that not work the way I think it works? I mean, they do have medical privacy laws, but as long as you don't give any identifying information, then I think you'll be okay. Kind of wish you finished college and you chose to see a family member off to the next life. Aww. That's really, I'm really sorry to hear that. Yeah, working in like medicine and like healthcare is it's really taxing mentally because you will get compassion fatigue very, very easily. So you have to like find ways to de-stress. And this is one way I de-stress too. Yeah. HIPAA laws are very strict in certain places. Oh my God, I actually just did oh my God, don't even get me started on our annual modules. I spent a whole shift literally just trying to finish off my annual competency modules or whatever they call it, because if you work in an organization every single year you have to do these modules and they're the exact same ones, except when you work in a hospital you have 20 million different ones you have to do and they're all related to nursing or healthcare or something like that. Like I told you before, every year we have to do one about restraints, we have to do one about suicide prevention or something like that. Safety, we have to do one about active shooters, we have to do one about abductions, we have to do, and then there are more specific ones too based on like your unit. So for me, I have a lot of pediatric ones, so they give me stuff about how to use ventilators, how to notice signs of respiratory distress and how to escalate stuff in pediatrics, you know, how to there was one that I was doing, and then they have like the more corporate wide ones as well, how to do therapeutic communication. There was actually this one module which I found so funny, and it was kind of like a visual novel situation. So when you're clicking through it, it allows you to choose different options. So it'll give you scenarios like you are walking into work and you're about to walk into the building. What are the three things that you will have in your hand? And they give you 6 items. It's like your phone, your ID, and then you have to choose which things you have in your hand. Okay, those are correct. You have your ID badge, you have your phone, and make sure you don't have any headphones on, make sure that you're wearing your squats, blah, blah, blah. And then they're like, so then you're walking and blah, blah, blah. You're walking to the front entrance and you see the security guard. What should you do next? Greet the security guard, ignore the security guard because you're late for work, or like smile at the security guard. And obviously you should say hi to the security guard, so you click that. And then the next one goes, so you're almost late for work, or you're late for your meeting, and the elevator, something, and the elevator's about to close, and then you see someone, like an old lady, trying to run to the elevator and says, wait, what do you do? You're gonna be 5 minutes late to your meeting. And then the options were, let the elevator close. 2, say sorry or something like that. And then 3, hold the elevator knowing that you're going to be 5 minutes late to your meeting. And I was like, this is so dumb. So then I'm like, of course I have to hold the elevator for the old lady because you have, you know, the hospital is a business and we have to have good branding. So you hold the elevator for the lady. And then you're walking down the hallway and all of a sudden somebody stops you and asks you where this unit is. Knowing that you're gonna be 10 minutes late to your meeting, what should you do? You should just tell them where it is, like give them the instructions and where to go. Tell them that like you don't work at this unit and then you should ask the nurse in the nurse's station. Or you should accompany them to the place that they need to go. And guess what the correct answer was? Of course they want you to accompany this person to wherever they need to go, even though you were like 20 minutes late to your meeting, right? So you're like, okay, I'll just walk you over to the other side of the hospital knowing that I'm gonna be hella late for my job. And then the next part is so funny. And then you're like, so you finally get out of that unit and you're walking in the hallway, you're getting ready to clock in. And then it gives you like a picture of you on one side and your coworker on this other side. And it goes, and you realize you're walking towards one of your coworkers. Drag your, like, select the distance at which you should maintain eye contact and wave hello. At what distance, and this is like scientifically proven, at what distance should you engage in eye contact and wave hello to the person walking across from you? And I was like sliding it 10 feet, 5 feet, 1 feet. I was like, maybe it's 10 feet because, you know, you're not too far and you're not too close. So then you're like, okay, hi. So yes, it was 10 feet. So at 10 feet, you have to maintain eye contact and then wave hello. Then the next scene was, now at what distance do you say good morning? Do you acknowledge and you say good morning? Because you can't say good morning from 10 feet, no. Apparently you say good morning from 5 feet. When you are 5 feet away from each other, that is when it is okay for you to say good morning. Yes. Your trick questions are socially awkward. So then I slit the person next to them. I'm like, okay, great, because it would be weird if you said good morning if you were like right in front of them, right? No, I don't know. Don't ask me. Anyways, I got all those questions correct and they're like, congratulations, you know, passed the module. And I have like 10 more to do. And then there was one about social media posting and stuff like that. And it was the same thing where it was like, it's like, yeah, it's like, I don't know, like select the things that is okay to post on social media and things like that. I don't know, some really dumb things, or how to escalate if somebody says something about someone, you know, how do you escalate that? Or how do you conflict resolution? If somebody is talking to you inappropriately at work, how do you report this to your manager? Something like that. I don't know. There's so many things like sexual harassment training, like how to notice signs of racism and sexual harassment, like cultural, what do you call it? Cultural biases, sexual biases, all that sort of stuff. It's just all of like the organizational nitty gritty, and every single year we have to do it. And honestly, it's very, I learn a little bit from it every year, even though I kind of just click through most of it. I don't read it. Some of them, they force you to watch the video all the way until the very end before you can click next. And I'm like, so then I'll just walk around and I'll do something. But I found that so funny with the one where you had to slide. It's like, select the distance where you will engage in eye contact. And I was like, what is this? Nobody taught me like at exactly what distance you should maintain eye contact. What if they don't maintain eye contact with you? Like, what if you're just staring them down and they don't look at you? Wouldn't that make you look like a weirdo? Right? Your social battery is not fully activated when you clock into work. Me neither. Although I have to be. When I walk into work, I say, good morning, all my lovelies. Greet all of my beautiful nurses. I give them all hugs in the morning. Everybody is very lovely and very happy to see people come in, and we always exchange hugs. That's why I really love my workplace, is that all of me and my coworkers, we hug each other every day. Not just the nurses too, it's the nurse techs, it's the clerks, we're all one big happy family. It's like seeing your sibling or your parent come home, or yeah, that kind of feeling. What if we only know metric? Right? I was thinking, what's 10 feet? Well, imagine like we are approximately 5 to 6 feet, so I'm just thinking of my distance, my height. I know my height. But if I could answer that question correctly, I personally don't really I do say like good morning to people when I like walk by them and stuff, but a lot of times they're kind of busy. Only if they're looking at me. If they're not looking at me, I will not look at them back. If they look at me, I will say hi. If they're not looking at me, I won't say hi, you know? Eye contact training is hard if you're introverted. Beautiful lovelies. I love Emmy Made in Japan. That's actually where I didn't get inspired by her, but I used to call a lot of my friends, or one of my coworkers used to call us all her lovelies. And when I heard her say that, I started using it as well. But then I didn't realize that Emmy Made in Japan, or Emmy Made, she also uses "Good morning, my beautiful lovelies." And I love her videos. Her videos are really, really great. I've been watching her for a really, really long time as well. Yeah. That's awesome, Crash Over. I didn't know that you also know about Emmy Made. Pull out your phone and assume that you're reading some important text message or email. No, that's really bad. I try my best to maintain eye contact. I think you should just give them that. In the morning when people are grumpy and tired and just, you know, are trying their best to get by every single day, I think the best thing that you could do for them is to say, good morning, how are you doing? Have a great day. And sometimes that gives you that extra boost of confidence, not only for you, the person who says it, but for the person who receives it too. I'm always really happy whenever people say, hi, good morning, hope you have a good day. Same thing, if I go up to somebody and be like, hope you have a lovely day, and they say, thank you so much. It's like, acknowledge their presence, acknowledge their work. It is just pure manners and pure etiquette. We all have to learn how to be, what do you call it? Remember that, who was that anime character where he was obsessed with things being things had to be all prim and proper. And then he was like, oh, this is not prim and proper, but like, what is it? I forgot. There was like a character who was like obsessed over things to being a certain way. Oh yeah, Death the Kid. What was it? He was like, it is not, what did he say? It is not, what would he say? I don't know what he was obsessed with the thing though. Not symmetry, not symmetrical, but there was another person who was like, it's not cute, and not like saying it's cute, but it's not fashionable, or it's not, I don't know now, or maybe I'm thinking of a TikTok or something. Now in my head, you're making me think of demure. Is it demure? It's not very demure. No, not very demure. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not very demure. You have to be more demure. Thanks, Victor from Spy Family. Maybe. Ugh, my head is, I can't think of it. I lost it. But I think I was thinking about demure. You have to be you have to have manners. You have to be very, you have to have good etiquette. You have to be very demure. Or else it's not very demure. Be demure at work, guys. Oh, the elegant. Elegant, that's what it is. Elegant, that's the word. It's not very elegant. Who's the guy who said that's not elegant? That's not very elegant. Yeah. That's not very elegant. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. The director from Spy Family. Oh my god. Yes. It's not elegant. What you're doing is not elegant. No. Perfect. Thank you for reminding me. That's exactly what I was thinking about. Okay. Anyways, I have to head out because I have to get ready for my big work day tomorrow. I will let you guys know how it goes, and we will play some fun games tonight. I have a lot of stuff on my wish list that I can start playing. But let's get through some things in my library that I have not played yet. So I will let you guys know what I decide to play tomorrow. And yeah, or I might do a little poll to see what you guys might want to do. But you guys gave me a lot of good recommendations earlier, so I'm really grateful. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, E-Type Fan, for being a clinic owl for 2 whole months. Look at all you little pumpkin boys. I still find that so freaking cute. You guys are the most adorable looking things I've ever seen. You guys are little squishy pumpkins. I just want to carve each and every single one of you out and put a little teeny tiny tea candle in there and light you up in front of my porch. Y'all are so cute. Just wanted to let you know that we're super proud of you, Athy. Keep up the good work and know we will always support you. Thank you. I wish I could bow. I am bowing. Thank you. Arigato. 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 Your love and support really means so much to me. Really, really, really means so much. I've been doing my best, both here in streaming and outside at work and in my personal life as well. I've been trying my best to get myself a little more out there and become more of a normal person, not a weirdo person. Although people think I'm a little bit, I think people know that I'm a little bit weird. But it's okay. If people don't like me for that, then that's fine. They don't have to like me for that. I will stick with the people who will love me for my quirkiness, for my weirdo-ness. And it's okay if I'm heckin' old. If people think I'm too old to be acting like this, well, then they're thinking too young and too immaturely. No. My villain arc has started! I'm a villain. I'm a villain owl. Be well, all of you owls. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Athy is our favorite owl weirdo. I am, and I hope I will continue to be your favorite owl weirdo for years to come. And I can't wait to release this darn Mr. Banana song. I was listening to it again, and it was so funny. I couldn't help but laugh. And then we'll make some more fun songs in the future, okay? Because that's exactly what I love to do. See you guys real soon tomorrow for some games, after work games. Have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. I already said that. Good night-thee, sleep tight-thee, don't let the bed bugs bite-thee. Wah! Night-night-night. Oh my gosh. Wah! Thank you so much, Inochi, for the last-minute Zuba-duba. Hate to sound cliche from an artistic standpoint, whatever. Whoever did your model did a perfect job creating it. The eyes look perfect and even more perfectly compliment your model's smile. 10 out of 10. Thank you. Hashtag working hard. Well, thank Turt Papa for it. Turt Papa, I will always, always trust 100% of my life and soul to Turt Papa's art because I trust him wholeheartedly. He's an amazingly talented artist and I love him so, so much. So please go support him. Go follow him on Twitter. His socials should be in my credit list or on Twitter. So please show Turk Papa some love, and also Glimmy Mama some love, and also Spiral Hero Papa some love. So show all of my lovely, talented artists and riggers some love, because without them I would not be here. And the same thing, show my pill owl some love. I want you guys to tell all of the pill owls in the chat how amazing they are, because without you guys, we will not be here either. Without this wonderful community, there would not be pill owls, there will not be an Athy. So I hope you guys are proud of yourself, and hope you guys give yourself some recognition for being such great pill owls and a great chat and a great community. And also for my members, I want to give a big shout out to my lovely clinic owls for keeping the clinic well maintained and clean and sanitary and organized while I'm away. Thank you for my lovely mods, as always, for being here and making sure that everything in the chat is not getting out of hand, and for helping me and giving me suggestions and helping me out with tech issues and other issues as well, always letting me know when things need to be changed or when I make mistakes on my posts, being my second eyes. Yes, you guys are the eyes in the back of my head, my mods. Thank you so much, Guy, for being a clinic owl for 2 months. I would like to tell everyone in the chat you're all awesome. TY for supporting Abby. Yeah, that's what I want to say to everybody too. Thank you for being awesome. Y'all are awesome. All right, guys. I can't wait for some games tomorrow, so look forward to it. It's gonna be a 10 p.m. stream, okay? It's gonna be a 10 p.m. stream. We're gonna play some games, but not too late because I have another seminar to be at 9 a.m. that next morning. So we're gonna play some fun games. We're gonna have some chats. I'm gonna keep recovering from this stupid cold and hopefully my voice will sound a little better. But I feel all energized and all motivated thanks to you guys already. And again, I will say it, even though I said it earlier, have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Have a good nighty. Have a sleep tighty. Have a sleep tighty. Well, make sure you sleep tighty and do not let the bed bugs bite you because that kind of hurts a little bit, but it's okay. If you do get bug bites, you can come to the clinic and I'll make sure I'll get you some hydrocortisone or some afterbite on there. I will always be here 24/7. Right? Just make sure you knock really hard because I sleep really deeply. All right, bye guys. Night.